This program is brought to you in association with First National Bank of Botswana. At some point in one's adult life, figuring out ways to diversify income becomes top priority. Some people will look at starting businesses, while some will look at other investment options. For the latter, people will have shares, bonds, trusts, and many others as options to consider. What is of paramount importance is carefully looking at these options to figure out which ones suit the individual and their needs, because the investment market is not by any means a one-size-fits-all solution. But like everything, what is of utmost importance is understanding the basics. Like for this conversation, understanding what investments are and ways of determining how you can be successful in your endeavor to invest. To have this conversation with us is Managing Director and Financial Planner at SCI Wealth, James Fern. James, thank you so much for coming on First Issues and affording us your time. We're back here to talk to you about how to successfully invest, right? And a lot of times when people talk about diversifying their incomes, the word that usually comes up, amongst others really, is investment or investing. Perhaps you could start off our conversation by clearly defining what investment is and the options that exist that people can actually put their money into.
Investment means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. What you're trying to do with investment is you're putting money, assets, into something which is then either going to grow or it's going to produce an income for you over time. Okay. So there's one thing that's the best investment, and that's an investment in yourself. So investing in your education, investing in your health, money spent, time spent on those two things, improving your mind and improving your body, are the two best investments you can make, full stop. So when people are talking about financial investment, they're like, where can I put my money to make money? The first misconception about investments is that somehow you can get rich by making an investment. And the guys that sell the schemes, the crypto guys, the forex trading guys, they try and sell this dream of, hey, put your money with us and we'll make you rich. Now, I have never, in my 25 years of dealing with investments, ever come across a legitimate investment that has made its owner rich. They've had to put their own time and effort and money into it and reinvest in it, and that tends to be their own business. And that's made them wealthy. But there's no get-rich-quick scheme. None that have ever worked.
Do you care to share what some of those investment options are for our viewer?
There are 5 types of things that you can invest in. Okay, where you can put your money. The first of those is cash. Yeah? So you put your money in the bank. And if you're lucky and you negotiate with the bank might give you a little bit of interest on your money. Okay. The second is bonds. So bonds is basically where you lend your money to somebody. So you might lend money to a company, or you might lend your money to a government or a parastatal. Okay, that's a bond investment. Then you have property. So you put your money into real estate, into bricks and mortar, and you rent that out and that pays you a rental income. Then you have equity, which is where you buy shares in a company. You are an owner or a part owner of a business, and that company starts to grow and is more valuable over time and pays its owners a dividend. And then the last asset class is commodities, things. Yeah, you put your money into something and you sell that thing for more later on.
So in figuring out how to be successful at investing, because at the end of the day you want a return on your investment, right? What key considerations must one bring into focus?
The first is time. Okay. So there's a great quote. We all overestimate what we're going to get done in a day, but we completely underestimate what we can do in 10 years. So time is the critical thing for an investment. Yeah? You are not going to make money in the short term. What it's got to do is it's got to grow over time. And typically when you're making a proper investment, you're looking for capital growth above inflation, you're going to be looking at 5 years plus. And so if you've got a 10-year time horizon, that kind of makes sense for where you're planning to invest and get a decent return from your money. The only one that tries to grow is investments in companies. So generally every company is trying to grow and get bigger and become more profitable year by year. So let's look at what we call equity investing in companies. The problem with it is that some companies are successful and some companies aren't. So what you've got to do is you've got to diversify. You've got to invest in lots of different companies, or completely specialize and only invest in your own company. The most diversified investment that I know of is investing in the World Index. So there's such a thing as the MSCI World Index. And that's where you invest in the 1,650 largest companies in the world. You put your money into a unit of that index, and you're basically buying a tiny share in all of those 1,650 companies. Roughly speaking, 1,000 pooler invested 10 years ago would have turned into just over 3,000 pooler today. Okay, so that's the bottom line. Now, some investments will outperform that, some investments will underperform that. But that's a real life example of something that's hyper diversified. 1,600 different companies, all of them trying to grow.
I want us to go back to the issue of time, but as pertaining somebody's age, right? Is there such a thing as the right time to invest, that one is too young or too old?
The Chinese proverb, when is the best time to plant a tree?
Today.
Well, 20 years ago. Best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, because then you could benefit from its shade today. When's the second best time to plant a tree? Today. Yeah. So if you haven't been saving and investing, don't beat yourself up about it. Yeah? Don't be hard on yourself, but be realistic. Okay, well, I'm going to start today and I'm going to start to do that kind of thing. I'm going to get myself in a position today where I can start to put away minimum 10% of everything that I earn. So every tebe that comes through my door, I'm going to take 1/10 of it and I'm going to put that towards my future. Now, if you're 18 years old, where's the best place you can invest that? Yourself. Yeah? Because you're 18, you don't know enough yet. Yeah? So you've got this massive opportunity to save up some money and go and take a new course, learn a new skill. Yeah? Become more valuable to the people around you. If you're 25, 30, you're starting out a new family, yeah? Well, you need to be investing for your kids, yeah? Because school fees are scary. I've got 4 boys, yeah? I'm the expert on paying through the nose for school fees, yeah? Later on in life, your focus is building up enough money so that you're financially independent in your old age. And then when you're 65, you should be in a position where your money has already been invested and now you can start to draw down on it. You can start to take some from that growth and you can start to live off it, so that you're then not dependent on your children. In summary, all of us need to invest. All of us need to be putting away money for our future. It's never too early, and it's never too late. Do it today.
With the general understanding of what investments are and what investing is, there's a consensus that this exercise is only for rich people. Is there any merit to this notion?
What we all suffer from is this thing called lifestyle creep. As soon as we start earning a bit more money, our lifestyle starts spending it for us. So we all start to think, well, I can't afford to save 10%. I can't afford to save 20%. I'm using all of my money. I want to eat it now, today. That's true for the 95%. But if you're part of the 5, no matter how much you earn, you start putting away minimum 10% of what you earn. And you do that, and you start off and you put it away towards, first of all, get out of debt. Second of all, an emergency fund. Third, you start to invest in order to put down a deposit on a house. Fourth, you start investing for your children. And then fifth, you start investing for your old age. You go through those processes. By the time you get to 60, you are one of the wealthy. You know what, though? We all work really hard for our money. Yeah, we all go to work at 8 a.m. We slog away all day. And at the end of the day, we knock off at 5 and we go home and we enjoy it. And we don't take any care of it. We just fritter that money away. Yeah? And I'm somewhere on social media saying, that's why I hate money. That's why I hate money. Have you seen, on Payday Friday, there are massive queues outside every mall with people desperate to get rid of their money as fast as they can. Don't be one of the people that hate money. Be one of the people that catches 10% of it and banks it and puts it in their pocket and then starts to invest that.